HUGS, Helping Households Under Great Stress, is a registered charity that was set up in 2004 in response to the increasing number of anti-terror arrests across the country. HUGS provides important practical, financial and emotional support to the families impacted by anti-terror legislation. Our support is extended to individuals who have not been convicted of any terror offences but are detained without trial, awaiting extradition, or subject to a control order. Despite the financial strain, the emotional and physical trauma is far more devastating on the detainees, their wives and their children, as we will see in the rest of this video.
Taha Hassan was arrested in 2006 in response to an extradition request from the USA. He's accused in the US of alleged terrorism-related offences over his involvement with a series of websites. Many of the pictures available of Hassan are from his childhood. Now 32, he spent the last 5 years in a British high-security prison without charge or trial, pending extradition to America. At a packed meeting at the Islamic Human Rights Commission in London, Hassan's supporters read out poetry he'd written from his prison cell.
A prisoner on his knees scrubs round a toilet bowl, and the bristles of the brush scuttles to and fro, as a guard swaggers over to yell rather than ask, "Where is your God now?"
Meanwhile, Hassan's parents frequently broke down in tears. They said their son suffers from the medical condition Asperger's syndrome and described him as an innocent man.
Can you tell me a little bit about your son? I mean, what kind of a guy is he?
He's very kind, very gentle, very intellectual, intelligent, and his academic career, he's second to none.
They cannot take my son from this country. If they do, I will take action for myself. I will do hunger strike. I'm telling you, I will do. I'll do. I want to die. I want to kill myself. I want to show the world how much difficult to have a child. This is very cruel thing going on in this world. Very, very cruel thing.
Hassan is one of scores of British Muslims who've been incarcerated without charge or trial since September the 11th, 2001, after which draconian anti-terror laws were introduced. The prisoners all claim they are innocent victims of the so-called war on terror.
Although he remains behind prison walls, Taha Hassan continues to argue against extradition to the United States, where he says he faces life in prison in draconian conditions. He says all he wants is a fair trial here in the UK.
When I was in the prison, at least they have like a bit of freedom, they used to go out anytime they want. So what happened now, because of these conditions, even my wife, my daughter was punished too for nothing they have done. About 2 months ago, she was going to throw herself through the window. She wanted to kill herself. Every day to just put an end for my life. But the only thing is holding me, my daughter and my wife. And I'm trying really hard to show them that I'm strong, I'm here for them. But inside of me, I'm burning.
Civil libertarians say this hardline approach to counterterrorism has deeply affected the lives of many, including Faraj Hassan. Hassan has been in and out of prison since 2002. He lives under a control order and the constant threat of deportation to Libya.
Oh really? Say again, brother, please. You're free at last. I'm free at last now. Allah Akbar.
The time when I was in prison, I knew HHUGS was an organization that helped me and helped my other Muslim brothers and sisters. The time when I was released and my family were with me, subjected under control order, and the police were harassing me and harassing my families, I didn't know any one of the Muslim communities a part of HHUGS and very few others. HHUGS stood up firmly to challenge this oppression and they helped the Muslim brothers and sisters to go through that difficult time. So you really need HHUGS. Please learn more about HHUGS.
In the last year, HHUGS provided important financial support such as regular shopping vouchers for families with low income, paying bills for basic necessities, and helping to clear debts for those in serious financial crisis. Our practical help has included transporting families for prison visits across the country, addressing serious medical needs, purchasing a car for a family of a control order detainee, and helping with many other practical concerns and issues. Emotional support has been critical to families. We have organized counseling for the distraught mothers and wives of detainees, arranged trips to fun days, events and conferences for the women and children. We have launched an empowerment program for the vulnerable wives of detainees, many of whom are from abroad and have no family in this country. We have arranged and paid for driving lessons for some wives, while organized English lessons for others. The rehabilitation program provides ex-detainees with the hope of better job opportunities and prospects. After careful selection, we have provided funding for vocational courses, as well as venture capital for new businesses. The emotional support program is aimed at improving the long-term psychological state of our beneficiaries by engaging them in activities in the local communities. We have supported Quran lessons for children, outdoor pursuits for all members of the family, and a wide range of other interests.
Working for the issues regarding the prisoners and those their families who are being affected by anti-terror legislation is a fard. And if we abandon this fard, then we are all sinful. And if some of us are doing this, like HHUGS, then that lifts the sin off our necks. So HHUGS is helping you to lift the sin off your neck, freeing the prisoner, and working for the families of the prisoners is a duty upon all Muslims. And in fact, we've seen that HHUGS is supported by non-Muslims even. And the work that they do has left some of us Muslims and put us to shame.
I spoke to one of the brothers from HHUGS, very humble, mashallah, and he said, you know, we can't keep going like this because we're eating into reserve funds that we'd put aside. And sooner or later, we're going to stop operating if it carries on like this. Now, how sad would that be for the Ummah to have one of the most unique organizations, one of the most unique charity organizations in Britain today, having to close down simply because there's no funding. And that's an absolute reality.
I know the brothers, they are trustworthy ones. I know the cause, it is a very noble cause. I know the need, it is a great need. So let's inshallah tonight make sure that we support them